it didn't make any sense. I mean, I'm a girl. Girls don't struggle with porn, right? And so I remember sometimes sitting in church and people would say things about, if you're a man in here and you're struggling with porn, you need to run to this altar. And I just kept thinking, I'm a freak. I'm a freak. Something is wrong with me. I'm going to hell. There were times on the weekends after school, I would literally wake up, start watching porn. It would be light outside. I'd happen to look up and it would be pitch black. Fast forward, I'm 16. I went to a youth conference that one of our sister churches was hosting. And a lady went up and told her testimony, and she was talking about secret sin. And I remember sitting in that service and I was thinking to myself, this is my moment. Like, this is it. I can get free. But I couldn't do it in front of everybody. I didn't want to admit that I wasn't who I said I was, who people thought I was, who people would tell me I was, right? And so I made it up in my mind. I was like, I won't answer the altar call here, but I'm going to go home and I'm going to tell my parents. I remember flying home. I told my parents that I was looking at things that weren't right on the internet. They forgave me. And I thought, okay, I'm good. I beat this thing, right? And I didn't have to tell everybody. Well, the next year, something really interesting happened. I was 17 years old. I was working at this job. I haven't been watching porn. I'm feeling great. And I'm really just telling my coworkers about Jesus. And it was interesting. The people that I worked with, some were Muslim, some were atheists, some just indifferent. And I was just telling them, no, Jesus loves you. You got to come to my church. We're about to have this conference. It's going to be amazing. And so they're kind of like, yeah, you're a little weird, but we might come and check this out. I had a dream one night. One of my coworkers, he was standing across from me and he said, deny Christ. It was very menacing, very, very demonic. And he said, deny Christ. And I looked at him and I said, no. And then he pulled out a gun and shot me in the head. A couple days later, I'm still telling them about this conference coming up. You guys should come, all this stuff. And I find myself at a prayer meeting. And then I stood up to lift up my hands and immediately I hit the ground. And I thought, man, that is so strange. Did I just stand up too fast? But I knew something was odd about that. And all throughout the rest of the night, I wasn't feeling well. My head was hurting so bad. And I was like, something's wrong. Well, I get home. My dad was asking me some questions. I started throwing up, rushed me to the hospital, and they did some scans on my brain. It turned out I had been bleeding in my brain. A blood vessel in my brain burst. And I had been bleeding for about 6 hours before I got to the hospital.